how to sell anything on the internet. What is poppin', people? I've got a very special 3-part series for you, and it's pretty much just gonna show you how to sell anything on the internet. These weird gold USBs, watches, even red clay Moroccan face masks. Do people even need a red clay Moroccan face mask or a gold USB? Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get into the head of people and turn them into people who are very excited to actually buy whatever it is that you're selling. Even me saying that might come across as like some sort of manipulation. As long as you're selling a good product, then it is totally okay to sell things and to get people to want to buy whatever it is that you're selling. I gladly pay $4 for my green tea from Starbucks when I can easily just make it at home myself. And that is because they are in my head. But right now, in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to implant organic thoughts into people's heads, making them feel as though it was their idea to fall in love with your product. Then in the next video, the part 2 video, that may even be one of my best videos ever, because I'm actually going to show you how to structure the Twitter post and the Instagram post to use the strategies that I'm going to teach you in this video. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything, because right now we are going to uncover sort of like the dirty secrets behind viral marketing, and I'm going to show you how you can replicate it for yourself. First, let's just distinguish that this is just one way to sell things online, but it's a way to get people to want things that they otherwise probably would have never wanted or would have not wanted as badly. And this is very different from needs-based marketing, meaning that like if you want a red pair of shoes, you just go on Google and you type in red pair of shoes. Or for example, the couch that I'm sitting on right now that I got yesterday, I just typed in Chevy car sofa until I found one. But that sort of marketing is an entirely different world, and we'll talk about it in another video, because that's more so all about like your positioning and like the data analysis behind your paid traffic and SEO. It's a whole different world. Whereas what you're gonna learn in this video is more so like actually how to create a vibe, how to create emotion, and then how to actually implant a thought into a potential customer's head, making them really desire your product. So here's actually how you can implant a thought or idea into somebody else's head. If you're already a subscriber, do you ever watch one of my videos and go, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, or oh, I can relate so much, or even like, oh, finally, it's so clear to me now? Well, here's how you can create those realization moments, those epiphany moments, almost on command. You're either gonna need to tell a very short story, or you're gonna need to give a direct example, and I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. In your story or in your example, make sure you're leaving out a major part, and here's why. Because what's gonna happen is the other person is gonna fill in that thought in their brain. And as they piece this whole thing together in their brain, when they finally come to the conclusion, well, not finally, you're going to make it very easy to come to the conclusion. You're going to make it pretty much obvious to come to the conclusion. But when they piece it all together in their brain, they are going to believe that they had the thought. Their brain is going to feel as if that was an organic thought that they came up with and that it was their idea. So let me just kind of like give you an example off the top of my head. Let's say you have a friend who has an amazing business idea, and you absolutely know it would work for him and he would crush it if he would only just like go a little bit harder with it. But instead he keeps getting like distracted with partying, for example. You know he has the skills to make it happen, but let's just say this partying just keeps getting him distracted, and he's not going anywhere near as fast or as focused as he should be with this business. If you just go to him and you say, hey man, you need to chill with the partying, it's just gonna go in one ear and out the other, because pretty much every human on this planet hates unsolicited advice, meaning where someone just comes in and tries to fix them. We as humans, all of us, hate that so much. It's the same thing when your mom comes in and tries to tell you to clean your room. It just goes in one ear and out the other. It's like that creepy guy at the gym who just comes up behind you and tries to like spot you as you're squatting, even though you didn't even freaking ask him to come behind you. But just like that creepy guy at the gym, that is actually how a lot of these social media campaigns are looking. When you're telling somebody to do something, you're giving advice. Oh hey, you would look great in this watch. Or even worse, it just tells you to buy the product. Oh hey, buy these sunglasses. Rather than just telling somebody to do something, we can just give a story or an example, but intentionally leave out a blatantly obvious part in which their head will piece together and it will feel like an organic thought that they came up with, that they were the one that chose to fall in love with your product. So to go back to the example of the friend who parties too much but has that really good business idea, what you can say to him is maybe something along these lines, and you can't just blurt it out, you have to time it right. So let's say you're over at his house, you guys are just having a drink, and maybe he then says, man, I cannot wait to launch this product because when we do, I think it's finally gonna get me that Ferrari 458 that I've been wanting. I really think I can get this thing by the end of the year. And you respond, oh heck yeah dude, you deserve that Ferrari. Honestly, like, you remind me of the Ferrari where it's just one of the best cars in the world. Over the last 2 months, man, I feel like you've just had the parking brake up. Now that's just like a little example off the top of my head, but what's gonna happen is his brain is then going to piece together the idea that the parking brake symbolizes like all the partying that he's been doing the past 2 months. And that if he were to give up the partying, put down the parking brake, he would unlock the full potential of the Ferrari. And you see, once his head pieces those things together, because you didn't just sit there after you said that and said, yep, you're actually the Ferrari, and if you put down the parking brake, aka the partying, then you would be totally fine and you'd make millions. It's the same thing as, like I said earlier, when your mom tells you to clean your room in one ear and out the other because it is unsolicited advice. That is why you leave out a blatantly obvious part for them to then piece together, and then their brain, because they pieced it all together, it gives them that aha moment, that epiphany moment, because they feel like they had the thought themselves organically. And before you like tear that example apart in the comments, just know that like, yes, there are a lot of other factors that go into it, but that's a topic for another video. Like, we could talk about like maybe if he was too sensitive, you would actually just tell the story of somebody else entirely. Or we could even talk about how you would bait him into even talking about the Ferrari in the first place. But that's a topic maybe for another video. But that is the difference between telling someone, buy this watch, buy this t-shirt, versus getting them to actually piece that idea of them buying it in their head. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure this book, How to Talk to Anyone, 92 Little Tricks for Big Success in Relationships, I'm pretty sure this book talks about it in the How to Give Advice chapter, where it says like, don't just tell people to do things, but create a scenario in which their head kind of pieces it all together. I don't really know how I like learned to apply this into sales, but in that book, it's pretty cool. It kind of talks about this concept. And here is an excellent way to show you that it doesn't have to be a long story. When I said story, some of you guys were probably freaking out like, oh, I have to build this huge brand culture like Starbucks or something. No, man, it could just be one line like this. But where can I get one though? And notice all the retweets that it has. So the retweets are social proof. Social proof kind of just means like, okay, other people approve of it, it must be cool. Our brains are kind of wired from like way back in that like tribal mentality. Like, oh, if 600 people are going that way to go get water, then I guess water must be in that direction. It's kind of the same thing like on social media. When you see 40,000 people retweet a tweet about, oh man, where can I get one of these? Even though it's a stupid little thing, and you're even acknowledging that it's a stupid little thing, the 40,000 people retweeting it gives it validation, gives it social proof. What your brain is then gonna do is combine all these factors in your freaking head, and your brain's gonna go, you know what, I guess this is actually kind of cool, maybe I'll get one. But wait, I know there's a bunch of you watching right now, probably thinking, but Yusi, I would never fall for anything as stupid as that. I would just think it's a dumb dog USB and I would just keep scrolling on Twitter. Yeah, dude, that's because that's just how selling things on the internet works. Otherwise, I would have a 100% conversion rate on everything I sell. But the whole entire point and strategy behind this whole viral marketing thing is that it just gives you a much higher conversion percentage because of the artificial desire that you're implanting into people's heads. Think about it. Imagine if you had a tweet of the same dog USB that just said, OMG, go buy this. What do you think is going to create more internal desire? That tweet or the example we gave earlier? And that is what I believe viral marketing does a really good job of, because it creates more desire than what would have already been there to begin with. In the next episode, I am actually going to break down the exact way you would structure your social media posts for Twitter and for Instagram and give you specific examples to follow. And by the way, if you've never sold anything in your life and you somehow found my channel for the first time, just go to the first link in the description, because I kind of made a video that will introduce you to the whole world of like how to actually set up a website and get people to your store and all of that. It's a pretty good video, so if you're new to this whole world of online selling, definitely check out the first link in the description. It will just show you how to set everything up. That is it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Let me know what you think about this style of video in the comments, but that is it for the video, and I will see you guys in episode 2.